Good morning, Creator Logan Fellowship. I'm Reverend Jorge Suarez, and I'm Staff Minister here, Creator Logan Fellowship in Phoenix, Arizona. And it's an honor for me to be this morning with all of you here, sharing the time and community and silence and stillness through this pre-service meditation. So for this meditation, we'll be invited into the silence with the Om chant. And after the Om chant dissipate into the silence, we'll remain there in silence for around 20 minutes. And then we come back with the chant afterwards. And when we hear 3 chimes, it's a time we're letting us that our time is over. So let's enjoy this time together in community, like always. So close your eyes in this moment. Check your body that everything is in relaxed mode. There is no stress or distress in any part of your body. If you need to fix yourself, do it so in this moment. Let's take a deep breath. Another deep breath. Last one. And now let's bring all your attention to your center, to your heart. By breathing naturally, without controlling, without trying to move it. Just let it be, relax, in the presence and the love and the life that we are. And slowly let this silence come to you when we speak the Om chant. And we take a deep breath. Another one. Last one. We start again to be aware of our bodies, moving a little around. And if it feels right, you open your eyes and bring a smile on your face and put your hands together so we can bow in gratitude for sharing this time in stillness and union with God and in community and totally communion with all of us. So thank you for participating in this pre-service meditation. And I will see you later in our regular Sunday service at 10 in the morning. So stay tuned and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Good morning, Creative Living Fellowship. This is Reverend Kit Holmes. It is such a joy to be back with you today. Thank you, Reverend Dr. Sherry, for inviting me not only to do the music again today, but to deliver the message. So we're going to start this morning with one of my songs called Something Wonderful. And something wonderful is happening right here. Here we go. Something wonderful is happening in my life. I believe it. Something wonderful is happening here. I believe. Something wonderful is happening in this place. I can feel it. Something wonderful is happening here. I can see. Something wonderful is happening in my heart. I can feel it. Something wonderful is happening here. I can feel. Something wonderful is happening in my life. I believe it. Something wonderful is happening here. I believe.
Thank you so much, Reverend Kit Holmes. Good morning, and welcome to the Creative Living Fellowship online Sunday service. My name is Fran Peck. I'm a practitioner here at CLF, and I will be serving as the Sunday service host today. Whether you're joining us on our website, Facebook, or YouTube, it is my pleasure to welcome you. Please leave us a comment and let us know you're here. Creative Living Fellowship is a religious science church, and we honor all paths that lead to truth. Our deep intention here is to be a community of love, care, and connection that opens hearts, expands consciousness, and transforms lives. And we do that through the principles and practices of the science of mind and spirit. The science of mind is a new thought, ancient wisdom teaching that provides us with tools for living our best possible lives. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said that there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. Reverend Dr. Sherry has the day off. She'll be back next week. We are, however, in very good hands with favorite friend, Reverend Kit Holmes, who will serve as our musical inspiration and guest speaker today. Welcome back, Reverend Kit. Practitioners Elena Larner and Lori Murray are holding high watch for us today. This means that they are sitting in meditation and prayerful contemplation, holding a space for the perfect unfolding of this service. Thank you, Elena and Lori. Staff Minister Reverend Jorge Suarez, who facilitated our pre-service meditation, is serving as practitioner of the day. He will be bringing us the opening prayer. We will then have the centering moment, which is a time for centering and reflection. I invite you to participate in this centering moment by turning within and sensing into the words and music, and even singing along if you wish. After the centering moment, Reverend Jorge will be back with the inspirational reading for today. Right now, here's Reverend Jorge with our opening prayer.
Thank you, Fran. Please close our eyes and feel in the presence, the life, the joy, the love, the abundance that God is, and that live and express Himself through every one of us. Let's feel that life that we are, that plenty that we are, that prosperity. And with the recognition that we are one with God, that all that we can imagine and describe and perceive as God is all our nature. It's our divine right action. We set in motion this power, this expression that we are here right now. So whatever is needed in ourselves, in our hearts, is already fulfilled. It is whole and complete. At the same time, I bless the service. I bless Reverend Sherry and I bless the Reverend Kid, knowing that her measures and her presence are always welcome, they're always insightful and full of love. And also, I bless everyone involved in this meeting, in this Sunday service. If you are participating or you are working behind, all of us, we are blessed. And we recognize that presence that unfolds whatever God's desire is for everyone in communion, in community, and individually. And knowing that everything is perfect and wholeness and in divine order, I just release these words with a totally and full gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I release and let go, and so it is.
The world is a place of great love for all. The world is a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. The world is a place of great peace. I am a place of great love for all. I am a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, I am a place of great peace. You are a place of great love for all. You are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, you are a place of great peace. We are a place of great love for all. We are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, we are a place of great peace. The world is a place of great peace.
And the reading for today is Why I Woke Up Early by Mary Oliver. Hello, sun in my face. Hello, you who make the morning and spread it over the fields and into the faces of the tulips and the nodding morning glories and into the windows of even the miserable and crushed, best preacher that ever was, dear star, that just happens to be where you are in the universe, to keep us from ever darkness, to ease us with the warm touching, to hold us in the great hands of light. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Watch now how you start the day in happiness and kindness.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for today. Reverend Kit Holmes has been sharing her extraordinary musical gifts and engaging messages with the New Thought spiritual communities around the United States since 2004. She is a licensed religious science minister, a certified transformational life coach, a recovering perfectionist, and a recent breast cancer survivor who uses her experiences as teaching tools for healing body, mind, and spirit. Please join me in welcoming Reverend Kit Holmes.
Oh, when we open our hearts and cast our love across the seas, we will share our light with the rising sun, and we'll know we've come here to be. Oh, when we open our eyes and recognize the possibilities, we will share our minds, and when day is done, we will know we've come here to be. A light for justice, a light for hope and peace like the world has never known. And love, oh love, is who we've come here to be. A light for freedom, a light for joy and healing like the world has never known. And love, oh love, is who we've come here to be. Oh, love is who we've come here to be. Love is indeed who we have come here to be. Good morning once again, and thank you for having me. Today I'm going to talk about living our vibrant essence, L-O-V-E. And I'm going to start with the just kind of the wrap up with Reverend Dr. Sherry's theme this month of permission granted. You have been granted permission today to L-O-V-E, to live our or your vibrant essence, to live it fully. So what does that mean? First of all, what is our essence? Our essence is, of course, of God. That is the core of who we are. And love is the name that I give to that God essence. It is the most powerful force in the universe. It is a power for good, as Ernest Holmes says, that we can use. We can use it consciously. So many of us may not be living it fully. We may be living in fear. We may be living in fear of the outpicturing of our collective conscious right now, of what's going on in the world, of disruption and the appearance of chaos and divisiveness and hate and otherness. And so it's kind of easy to fall into that human part of us that just wants to pull in and just protect ourselves or run and hide or whatever it was we do to survive, or thinking that we need to survive. But the beauty of this inherent love within us that never goes out, that flame that never dies, is we can stoke it by practicing, by living fully into who we are. Well, how do we do that? That's the work. That is the question, isn't it? How do we move from fear to faith to live in that kind of an energy all the time? I want to share a story with you this morning to begin. You may have heard it before. There's some different iterations of it, but it's called The Rabbi's Gift. And it was written by Father Francis Dorff, who was in a monastery. And similarly to this story, as you'll get in a minute, it was made more famous because it was the introduction to a book by M. Scott Peck called The Different Drum. It's called The Rabbi's Gift. So there was a monastery many, many hundreds of years ago that had fallen upon hard times. Once a great order as a result of anti-monastic persecution in the 17th and 18th centuries and the rise of secularism in the 19th century, all of the branch houses of this monastery were lost, and it had diminished to the extent that there were only 5 monks left in the whole order, the abbot and 4 other monks, and all of them were over the age of 70. So this was indeed a dying monastic order. In the woods surrounding the monastery, the deep woods surrounding the monastery, there was a hut, and a rabbi from a nearby town would come on occasion to retreat in this little hut. So the abbot decided one day that the next time they knew that the abbot was there, or they sensed that he was there, and they were able to do that from where their humble little abode, they could sense his energy in the deep woods. So the abbot says, I'm going to go and visit him and see if he has any advice about how to rebuild or heal or whatever it is that we need to do to keep this order going. So he makes his way into the deep woods. He knocks on the door, and the rabbi greets him with open arms and welcomes him in. And they start their discussion. The abbot asks him the question, tells him what's going on with the monastery, and do you have any advice? And the rabbi said, no, I don't. I'm really sorry. It's like that in my town too. It seems like all the life has just gone out of everything, and nobody comes to the synagogue anymore. So they sat for a while, and they read scripture for a while, and they read from the Torah, and they discussed some deep things, and they wept about the state of things. And the abbot knew it was about time to go, so he said, well, thank you, and I'm so glad that after all these years I got to meet you in person. And so he was leaving, and they hugged again, and the rabbi said to him, you know, I don't know if this helps at all, but I feel the need to say this to you, but one of you, among the 5 of you, one of you is the Messiah. So the abbot goes back, and of course the other monks are like, what did he say? What did he say? Could he help us? And the abbot said, no, but he said this really kind of cryptic thing. He said, one of us is the Messiah. So of course they're all, well, which one of us is it? Well, certainly it must be the abbot, because he's kind of in charge of things and he's there. And they questioned each other in themselves, and who is it? Who is it? Which one among us is the Messiah? And over the next few weeks and then the next few months, they began to think with a different perception. They began to shift their consciousness and their thinking around, well, if the Messiah is among us, we must maybe act with a little more respect and a little more reverence. And so not only did they start treating each other with more reverence and respect, they started treating themselves with more reverence and respect. Because the biggest question for all 5 of them was, well, what if I am the Messiah? I'm not worthy. How could it possibly be me? But an interesting thing began to happen as they treated each other and themselves with respect and with reverence. The people that had always come to the grounds to picnic because it was a beautiful place, those numbers began to increase. There was an energy. They sensed the energy of reverence and respect and love. And soon more people became, and families were coming, and they were hanging out on the property, and they were helping to knock on the door and say, you know, can we help with the gardens? They were sensing this energy. And before too long, there were younger men who were coming and saying, I want to talk to the monks. I want to find out a little bit more about this order. And then one thing followed another and another and another and another. And soon the younger men were asking to join the monastery. And from that point on, there was a vibrancy. They were living the vibrant essence. They were being the love in the world that they were seeking, but they were in that fear and of the worldly observations of, this is the circumstance, this is the condition, we're old, this is falling apart, there's nothing that can be done. And all that needed to shift was that gift from the rabbi of saying, one among you is the Messiah. And of course, we know in this teaching, as I started with, each one of us is in that place. We have that spark of the divine. We have that love within us. We have that power within us. We just often don't recognize it. And more often than not, we certainly don't recognize it in others. So, Ernest Holmes says, life is like a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. We know this. This is the basis of our teaching. What we think about, we bring about. So what do we do in these times, in these appearance of so much separation and so much divisiveness and so much hate and so much fear? We lean even more into living our vibrant essence. And that sounds easier said than done, of course, and that's the work. That is a life's work. That is our life's work. To be willing to lean in, to be willing to heal the unhealed things within us, to be willing to look. That's can be the most frightening part of looking within and saying, what is it about me? Not what's happening outside, not where I want to blame and point fingers and say, this isn't my fault, this is happening to me. I'm a victim of my circumstances, or I'm a victim of fate. We know in this teaching that is first level consciousness. That is, life is happening to me. We move. We do our meditation work. We ask our higher power. We ask that greater force, what is mine to do? And we go in and we listen. We listen as best we can without ego, without attachment to an outcome that we really don't have any control over. You have permission to show up. I'm granting you that permission to show up fully as who you are. The Victor Shamus quote, I want to talk about the Howard Thurman quote. It's don't ask yourself what the world needs, ask yourself what makes you come alive. And go do that, because what the world needs is more people who have come alive. That's what we're here to be. We are here to be the demonstration of love. We are here to be the demonstration of the peace, power, beauty, light, life, love, joy, that are all of those qualities of God that we possess. And we might say, well, that's scary. It's scary to do that. Yeah, it can be. But the thing is that there is that place within us, that place that has never been harmed or abandoned or betrayed. That deepest part of ourselves that is that essence of God, that knows what to do and how to do it. And we have access to it. We can tap into it. And it's baby steps. It is baby steps. We've heard that very famous quote by Martin Luther King Jr. We don't have to see the entire staircase to take the first step, but we have to take the first step. And then we are shown the next step, and the next step, and the next step. I was visiting with a friend last week who asked me the question between, how do we discern the difference between our ego and what we term intuition? How do we know that voice is authentic? And I had answered her that the voice of intuition is not frantic. It is not criticizing. It is not shaming. It is not blaming. It is not saying something you must do now and that you get this feeling, oh, it doesn't feel great. Intuition is a nudge. It is subtle, so very subtle. The second part to that question that my friend asked me is, we don't get the whole staircase from intuition. We get the next step. And our practicing the presence and practicing being in a conscious conversation with that presence day in and day out is following the nudge. Following that little thing that says, today go a different way down the road. Even if you don't see the outcome in that particular moment or that day or even that week or that month or that year, It is the practice of listening to it and following it. Because eventually we will get the whole staircase. We'll look backwards. We'll have all of those steps to say, wow, I remember when I trusted this thing that said, make that phone call or send that text or go to this event that I really don't want to go to it today. I'm not feeling like it, but that little nudge says, go. And then you meet the person and you meet the thing and you get the right piece of information that moves you along to your bigger vision. And the easiest way, the quickest way to do that is to be in gratitude. Granting you permission to be in gratitude. I'm also granting you permission to be playful in this. Spirit loves fun. We can't see our way through when we have our fist clenched and we are tight and we are tense and we are in fear. We can't do it physiologically. That's how we're built. When we are in fear, we are in survival mode, no questions asked. We can't come up with creative solutions. We can't hear the greater guidance, right? So playing and having fun, relaxing, not just this relentless, I got to get it done, I have to become more spiritual. I'm going to beat this thing to death until I become spiritual. Not how it works. Not how it works. It's backing up, taking a breath. This is the quote from Victor Shamus about play. He says, play is a sacred act. When we are playing, the essence of all creation flows freely through us. We are expressing our true nature and connecting with the very core of our existence. Nothing is more spiritual than that. So you have permission to take a breath, relax, let go. Our energy, we can tap into it. That famous quote, maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. I say it's famous. It's in New Thought. It's from Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity. He says, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do things that are to be done by me today. Can you imagine waking up like that every morning? That reading, that Mary Oliver poem that was read before my talk this morning, it was exactly that. Is that waking up, just joyful. Hello, sun in my face. Hello, you who make the morning and spread it over the fields and into the faces of the tulips and the nodding morning glories, and into the windows of even the miserable and crotchety. The best preacher that ever was, dear star, that just happens to be where you are in the universe to keep us from ever darkness, to ease us with warm touching, to hold us in the great hands of light. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Watch now how I start the day in happiness and kindness. So we can do this. We got this. That is our work in the world. To live our vibrant essence. Let's take this into treatment meditation now. Sweet Spirit of God, I know that essence is in and through and as all of us, surrounding us, enfolding us, embracing us in every moment. And what I know and affirm and accept and embody and embrace is that loving embrace, so that we know collectively it is absolutely safe to express. It is incumbent upon us to express, to be that in life, to be those places that have come alive, the people that have come alive that the world needs so very much right now. I know and affirm that everyone who's listening to this talk today, everyone who may be listening to it in the future, everyone who just is in the realm of love, which is everyone, that there is that awakening that deep awakening that says, you are divine. It is safe to come out and play. It is safe to take the next baby step. It is safe to look, to be willing. And I affirm that willingness right here and right now, that there is an opening, there is a willingness, there is that stepping into doing what is ours to do with zeal and enthusiasm. I affirm that God, that Spirit loves to play, loves the relaxation, loves when we are open, living fully. And so the reward is moving into that place of knowing, absolutely knowing and affirming that we are individual parts of making this world, creating this world, bridging to this world that works for everyone. Everyone. And so feeling the gratitude and the joy well up in me of knowing that this, what looks like possibility, is actually already done in that one mind. And it is that knowing that I give gratitude, great gratitude for today. And so knowing this good is absolutely unfolding magnificently in ways we could never have imagined, we continue to live our vibrant essence, and we let the law do what it does best. It says yes. So knowing this is so, please join me in affirming this by saying, and so it is. So it is. Thank you, and namaste.
Thank you, Reverend Kit, for sharing your vibrant essence with us. This is our conscious giving time, the time that we participate in the divine law of giving and receiving by giving of our tithes and offerings. We invite you to join in this sacred practice by tithing here at CLF. CLF is a tithing church, so as you give to CLF, we tithe 10% of our income to local nonprofit organizations that are serving our communities and making a real difference in the lives of real people and animals. Our 2024 third quarter tithe recipient is Paw Placement Animal Rescue, whose tagline is a helping hand for pets. Their mission is to reduce the euthanasia of dogs and cats through rescue, adoption, and education about responsible pet ownership. We are pleased to support Paw Placement in its mission. For online giving, please click the donate link on our website or in the comments on our Facebook page. Or you may use your cell phone to text to give. The text to give phone number is on the screen. That number is 844-941-4360. Again, that number is 844-941-4360. Let us now repeat our offering blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God. And so it is. Here again is Reverend Kit Holmes with our offering music.
I'm getting up early, getting down to business. I'm getting up early, getting down to business. My eyes wide open as my feet hit the floor. Opportunities knocking on my front door. I'm getting up early, getting down to business. I got a lot of don'ts on my list of to-dos. I don't hang around with folks who like bad news. They try to stir me up with worry and fear. I said, get your sad selves away from here. Got a lot of don'ts on my list, but to-dos. Ain't no stopping me now that I'm going. Ain't no hiding all the things that need showing. I'm bringing my best into this world. If you wanna feel the love, then I'm your girl. Ain't no stopping me now that I'm going. I'm getting up early, getting down to business. I'm getting up early, getting down to business. My eyes wide open as my feet hit the floor. Opportunities knocking on my front door. I'm getting up early, getting down to business. I'm getting up early, getting down to business. I'm getting up early, getting down to business.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Kit. That was so awesome to have you with us I mean, it's always great to have you with your music, but to have you here doing the talk was really, really awesome. So thank you so much. And don't miss Reverend Kit's inspiring and often humorous One Mind okay, I can say that again. One Mind Wednesday on Facebook Live. She does this every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Just search Kit Holmes on Facebook. Well, it's time for me to jump into announcements. So a reminder that we offer midday meditations Monday through Friday on our Facebook and YouTube live streams. We also hold a 20-minute pre-service meditation on Sundays at 9:35 a.m. in Zoom and on our live streams. Active members, there is a special Zoom membership meeting on Sunday, August 11th, after Sunday service. At this meeting, the board will present for your review and consideration a proposal regarding the future of CLF. All active members need to be present for this very important voting. Our Sunday prayer room is closed today, but we do have practitioners on call. Just click on the prayer link on our website for their contact information. You can also send an email to prayer requests, or not to prayer requests. You can send a prayer request email to prayer@creativelivingfellowship.com. Make sure that you put prayer request in the subject line. Upon receipt, our practitioners will pray over your request for 30 days. Remember, you don't need to walk around with a heavy heart. Let our practitioners support you in prayer. You can join us in Zoom on Sundays. Just be sure to identify yourself with your first and last name. Also, we lock the Zoom room at 10:10 a.m., so don't be late. You can find the information for all of our events online or on our website under events or in your weekly newsletter. That is it for announcements. That was a little bit tricky. Sorry about that. But now it's back to you, Fran.
Thank you, Nicole. You may also find the following items on our website. The Treatment for Supply, which is Science of Mind textbook, page 262, A Prayer for Our Country by Ernest Holmes. And as always, please continue to connect with each other. And now, our closing song, I Release by Ricky Byers.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my